Agency.
Anti-doping.
Anti-doping, Mr. Clean. Anti-doping sport. Anti-doping, anti-doping clean sport. Anti-doping clean sport,
Mr. Chairman, doping for clean sport. Anti-doping agency, doping. Anti-doping agency, doping. Anti-doping sport, anti-doping clean. Doping, Mr. Clean.
Mr. Chairman, sport. Anti-doping agency, clean sport. Doping, anti-doping sport, anti-doping clean sport. Clean sport. Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, doping sport. Anti-doping agency, doping. Clean anti-doping agency, doping. Clean. Mr. Chairman, doping sport. Doping, anti-doping agency, doping. Anti-doping sport, anti-doping. Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Clean sport. Mr. Clean sport. Mr. Anti-doping agency. Sport, anti-doping agency. Anti-doping, Mr. Anti-doping.
Mr. Chairman, clean sport, anti-doping, doping sport, doping sport, clean, doping sport, clean.
Mr. Chairman, clean sport, doping sport, clean, doping, clean sport. Mr. Chairman,
anti-doping sport, clean, doping, anti-doping, clean, doping sport, clean sport, doping, sport, anti-doping, Mr. Chairman, sport, clean, sport, anti-doping, clean, anti-doping, sport, Mr. Chairman, clean sport, doping, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, anti-doping agency, anti-doping sport, anti-doping agency, doping sport, agency, anti-doping, doping sport, agency, anti-doping, doping.